Well, peace and light, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Enchanted Echoes. I've been having technical difficulties this morning for some reason. My recorder on my laptop will not work properly, and so I'm trying another device. And with hopes and prayers, the completed show will turn out good enough for me to upload and create a video for YouTube and Rumble. At any rate, I'm going to dive right in today to Enchanted Echoes Occult Sciences podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Jackie. This is episode 9, 2025. And the title of today's episode is Sexual Magic, an Ancient Science. And so I want to welcome you guys back to Enchanted Echoes Occult Sciences. Again, I am Dr. Jackie, and in today's episode, we'll be delving into one of the most powerful and misunderstood aspects of the occult, that is sexual magic. This ancient science has been practiced for millennia, influencing spiritual traditions, mystical orders, and even esoteric practices. From the sacred rites of ancient civilizations to the teachings of Aleister Crowley and Bobby Hemmett and beyond, sexual energy has long been regarded as a force capable of manifestation, transformation, and divine union. Enchanted Echoes is a podcast that's dedicated to exploring spirituality, personal growth, and holistic well being. The content shared in this podcast is for informational and inspirational purposes only. It's not intended as a substitute for professional, medical, psychological, legal, or financial advice. Listeners are encouraged to seek guidance from qualified professionals for their individual needs. Any spiritual or metaphysical practices discussed during the episode are personal perspectives of mine, and they should be approached with discernment. I, Dr. Jackie, the creator of Enchanted Echoes, will not be responsible for any decisions that is made by you that's based on the content of this podcast. Listener discretion is advised. I got to give a shout out to the music that plays in the background. In this episode, we're hearing tracks by Breaking Copyright, Non-Copyrighted Music, Chill Instrumental Music, the track Saphirios Embrace. We started off with a track by the artist Travis Green titled Light the Way from beatsavenue.com. And we're also going to be hearing from Deep Instrumental Worship, the track Peace. Segment 1. And let me back up. I got to give a special thanks to YouTube's audio library, because without YouTube's audio library, it would not be, I would not be able to have the music that I play during the episode. So shout out to YouTube's music audio library for providing royalty-free music that enhances the atmosphere of the show. Now let's delve into segment 1, the roots of sexual magic. Sexual magic has its origins in ancient spiritual traditions, tantric practices in India, and Dionysian mysteries of Greece, Egyptian temple rites, and the sacred Hieros Gamos, or sacred marriage. Many of these traditions view sexual energy as the raw essence of creation, capable of awakening higher states of consciousness and facilitating direct communion with the divine. In Tantra, sexual energy is seen as a way to align with cosmic forces, while the Hermetic and alchemical traditions describe it as a means of spiritual refinement. The Gnostics and later esoteric orders such as the Ordo Templi Orientis or the OTO developed structured systems incorporating sexual practices into their magical workings. Segment 2, the science of sexual energy and manifestation. Sexual energy is one of the most potent forces in the human body, capable of shifting consciousness and channeling intention. In occult sciences, it is often referred to as the Kundalini force, which, when activated, rises through the chakras, bringing enlightenment and transformation. Practitioners use sexual energy in rituals, spell work, and meditative techniques to enhance visualization, increase manifestation power, and even to achieve astral projection. The act of orgasm, sometimes called the great rite in ritual magic, is believed to release immense energy that can be harnessed for spiritual and material goals. Segment 3: Ethics and Practices of Sexual Magic. Because of its power, sexual magic must be approached with reverence, consent, and clear intention. Some key principles include sacred union, whether practicing alone or with a partner. The focus should be on spiritual elevation, not merely physical pleasure. And then there's the intention and focus. Like any magical practice, sexual magic requires a directed will. The energy raised must have a clear purpose, whether it be personal, transformation, healing, or manifestation. And then there's the consent and respect. Ethical sexual magic honors all involved, ensuring mutual understanding and agreement. And ritual and symbolism. Many traditions incorporate symbols, invocations, and sacred geometry into sexual magical practices to align energy with higher spiritual forces. Segment 4: Modern Applications and Misconceptions. In modern times, sexual magic has been both embraced and misunderstood. Some see it as a purely hedonistic practice, while others recognize its deeper potential for spiritual awakening. Figures like Aleister Crowley brought sexual magic into Western esotericism, emphasizing its role in thelema, while modern practitioners explore it in neo pagan occult and metaphysical circles. Misconceptions often stem from secrecy and misunderstanding of sacred sexuality. Contrary to popular belief, sexual magic is not just about indulgence or control, but harnessing and directing energy for higher purpose. So it's not just about this, what I feel, and I just want to have an orgasm, indulging, or being in control, but it's all about harnessing and directing energy for higher purposes. Sexual magic is a deeply transformative practice that, when understood and respected, can lead to profound energy and personal growth. It has been used across cultures and traditions to awaken higher consciousness, manifest desires, and align with divine forces. There are ethical considerations, and they should be approached in that manner. How ethically am I going to approach my practice? Ethical considerations and informed practice are essential for harnessing its true potential. Here are some words of wisdom. The true power of magic lies not in force or desire, but in intention and harmony. We respect the sacred. We become, when we respect the sacred, we become vessels of divine transformation. I want to give some listener shout outs and a huge thank you to our dedicated listeners. Special shout outs to Raven Moon Mystic for sharing your insights on energy work, and Elias the Seeker for your thoughtful questions about ritual practices. And I also want to thank Celeste for your continued support and engagement in our online community. Your energy fuels this podcast, and I love hearing from you guys. Keep the questions and feedback coming. Join us in the next episode, episode 10, as we explore the Kabbalah, mysticism, and magic in Judaism. We'll be diving into the origins of Kabbalistic thought, the mystical tree of life, and how these ancient teachings continue to influence modern spiritual and magical practices. And remember that the information provided in this episode is for educational and spiritual exploration purposes only. Listeners should conduct themselves accordingly and conduct your own research and consult with qualified professionals before engaging in any occult or spiritual practices. Again, I want to thank YouTube for their music library, where all of the music from this episode is sourced from. I'd like to thank Breaking Copyright, Non-Copyrighted Music for the track Ethereal's Embrace, Deep Instrumental Music Piece, and also Travis Green's Beats from Beats Avenue, the track Light the Way. Here are some closing thoughts. Have you had experience or insights related to sexual energy and spiritual practices? If you have, I'd love to hear your thoughts and join me in this conversation. To help you integrate the knowledge from this episode, I've created a worksheet that includes reflection questions, practical exercises, and guided meditations to deepen your understanding of sexual magic. The resource this can be a resource that can help assist you in exploring how sexual energy influences your spiritual practice and how to channel it effectively. And so if you would like to know how to access the worksheet, you can download the worksheet by visiting my website, www.pimsbalances.com, or by checking the show notes of this episode on YouTube or Rumble. And if you're a part of our exclusive weekly Discord community, you can receive it there. And I also give additional insights and guided audio exercises to help enhance our practice. Take time with the exercises, reflect deeply, and remember that spiritual growth, it is a journey, and we should be enjoying our exploration of this ancient sciences. And I also want to plug my sexual magic workshop that I hold. It's small groups usually, no more than 3 or 4 of us, and I also do individual workshops where I'm working one on one with individuals who um, is interested in understanding sexual magic on a more deeper level. Um, this workshop is excellent, though. It goes through understanding the sexual magic process, defining what it is in your own words, and then some historical and cultural insights, in which I'll give some resources so that you guys can research, and then you can gain some idea as up to historical and or cultural practices that's related to sexual magic that were mentioned in today's episode, and some that were not, to give you a deeper understanding. If you're into really doing some research to deepen your understanding, the resources will be beneficial because you'll get that historical background from different cultures. And the worksheet also goes through helping identify beliefs, setting boundaries and consent. And then section 3 is excellent. And because section 3 goes through practical exercises, energy awareness, intention setting, and symbol creation. There's section 4 that is about reflective questions that relate to emotional responses, challenges, and insights, and future exploration. And then 5, that's where you get those additional resources that can help you gain better historical content. I listed books, online communities, and professional guidance by seeking some information from a certified sexologist, therapist, or a spiritual um, counselor when it comes to spiritual and sexual practices. So it's a really nifty worksheet, you guys. Your journey into sexual magic is a deeply personal one. Just remember that. And so honor your pace, uphold your boundaries, and seek support when needed. And remember the fusion of sexuality and spirituality is a path toward greater self awareness and empowerment. And the worksheet, you guys, I gotta give a disclaimer for that because it is created by me. So this worksheet is for educational and personal development purposes. It's not a substitute for professional advice. Always prioritize safety, consent, and ethical considerations in any of your practices. And so that's a wrap for today's episode. Stay tuned for our next episode where we'll be exploring the Kabbalah, mysticism, and magic in Judaism. And remember, you guys, if you want to dive deeper, you want to get some more involved material and have more deeper combo in regards to sexual magic, join our Discord group, and you can hit me up on YouTube, Rumble, or on my webpage so that I can share the Discord information with you so that you can join us. Until next time, you guys, keep your energy aligned and your intention focused. Be blessed, Dr. J. I know my son. Well, I'm that other guy. I'm just a shy kid, camouflage before your eyes, and I need my lyrics with a key to see the other side. I should have told you, but I never had the courage, and I thought you really wouldn't understand. And now I'm up here just to let my feelings surface, apologizing for disguising who I am. Tell me, are you who I thought you were? Or who I wanted you to be?